Welcome to another installment of This Is Not Normal on the Political Drain podcast with Drill Sergeant Doug, aka Admin Doug, a U.S. Army veteran, teacher, musician, and family man from Jamaica, now fights for justice and democracy through commentary and humor. Follow him on YouTube at Political Drain and at Sons of Liberty Official as Drill Sergeant, aka Admin Doug, continues to protect our freedoms.
3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up, too. It's going to hold up.
What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here, and our No Wars president has done it again, y'all. The U.S. troops are going to Israel. If you haven't heard, Israel and Hamas agreed to a peace deal on Thursday. Donald Trump announced it on Truth Social. The diplomacy through social media. You'll never get this again, guys. We've got to relish it while it's here. This level of incompetence and stupidity and rule from the toilet seat. You're not going to get it again. It's blah. On Truth Social, he announced it, and here's how he described it. The first step to strong, durable, and everlasting peace. So he's First Timothy now. He's Jesus. He's Jesus. This is the delusions of grandeur of a grandfather at sundown. This is what's happening here. Both sides have agreed to a hostage prisoner exchange, which is good, right? Which will free around 20 Israeli hostages thought to be still alive and remains of those who died. Around 2,000 Palestinian prisoners currently in Israeli jails will be freed. While the deal was being agreed, Israel continued to bomb Gaza. And this is the crux of the story, isn't it? Isn't it, though? I mean, he who has solved 7 wars, while the people in those wars say he didn't do anything, right? The country that's telling us that October 7th was the worst day in the history of Earth, whilst bombing to hell and destroying the lives of innocent people for 2 years straight, as the ones we're believing. While in the deal, while during the deal, they're bombing Gaza.
والآن بدأ المواطنين يعودوا بعد الغارة الجوية التي استهدفت المنطقة المحاذية لهم. نحن نرصد آليتين دبابات مركبة على ما يبدو محملة بجنود إسرائيليين تتجه باتجاه منطقة ود. نعم الآن على ما يبدو قذيفة. نعم قذيفة الآن على الهواء مباشرة.
نرجو أن تتوقفوا الحذر ونذكر بأن المكتب الإعلامي الحكومي
هذه قذيفة مباشرة من الآلية الإسرائيلية.
نذكر أشرف أن المكتب الإعلامي الحكومي طلب من المواطنين عدم التوجه نحو شارعي أو من خلال شارعي الرشيد وصلاح الدين نحو مدينة غزة.
إيش اللي بيصير؟ نعم نحن أمام تطورات حقيقة خطيرة، والقذائف تسقط بشكل مباشر من الآليات الإسرائيلية. وفعلا المكتب الإعلامي الحكومي منذ ساعات الصباح الأولى رلا دعا الناس والمواطنين بعدم الاقتراب والتوجه باتجاه هذه المناطق ودعاهم للتريث.
Who do we believe and why do we believe them is the question. Why are we still believing this? Netanyahu said in no uncertain terms that he wants it gone. He wants Palestine gone. He said it in 1998. He said it in 2000. He said it during his first term as prime leader. And then the guy who replaced him tried to make peace. He got in again and destroyed everything that guy built for peace. And he says in no uncertain terms, I want them gone because we deserve to have everything. Because we're supreme. Sounds like I've heard that before. From March to May this year, Israel imposed a blockade on aid to Gaza. The UN announced famine conditions in parts of Gaza in August. Only 20% of aid has been delivered over the last few months. The UN says that over 170,000 metric tons of food, medicine, and other supplies are ready for distribution. The UN humanitarian chief Tom Fletcher said, given the levels of need, the levels of starvation, the level of misery and despair, it will require a massive collective effort. That's what we're mobilized for. That's what he says. And he called for all entry points into Gaza to be opened in order to deliver that aid. But who needs the humanitarian part of the UN, right? I mean, if they're not going to be helping out anybody else from Russia, what's the point in giving food to Gaza? If they're not dropping bombs, they're not dropping food either. What's the point? The peace deal also means that the U.S. troops are being sent to Israel. That's the point. According to the U.S. officials, U.S. Central Command will set up a civil military coordination center. Civil military coordination center to help support and monitor the ceasefire deal. 200 American troops will be sent initially to facilitate the flow of humanitarian aid and provide logistical and security assistance in the territory. The Associated Press cited two officials who confirmed this on condition of anonymity. So let's get this right. The President of the United States announced it on Truth Social, and officials confirm it through anonymity, as the details have not been authorized yet for release. U.S. troops have already started to travel to the region, with more following. And here's the thing, you see, like everything Trump does, it's just a testing in the water. That's why they're not official. He goes and he throws up, vomits up foolishness on social media, primes us for it, gets his horde of toothless masses, red hat idiots, uneducated buffoons to clap like seals. Yay, Hercules, Hercules! So that by the time it rolls out, there's enough people on their knees with their mouth open that the rest of us who make us think about it won't really matter. That's how this works every time. And I guarantee you the bombs won't stop dropping in Gaza. That's the one thing that's not changing, because we're not there to help aid come in. If that becomes something that we do as a byproduct, I can be at least happy to see it. But I guarantee you that's not what we're there to do. According to the officials, under anonymity, of course, the coordination center will be staffed by troops with expertise in engineering, logistics, planning, security, and transportation, partner nations, NGOs, and private sector entities. Along with the U.S. military, will also oversee ceasefire, monitor the peace deal, and also oversee a transition to a civilian government in Gaza. Yeah, what are those private entities? I wonder if those are the entities that build golden statues. I bet you they're going to make a killing there. Neon light companies are going to make a killing in Gaza. Good thing they'll be there to facilitate the new government. Good thing. I couldn't have done it better myself. Neon light companies, glass companies are going to make a killing in Gaza. Good thing they'll also be there to help facilitate the new government. Neon lights, glass, maybe steel companies. And whoever those guys are that make the golden statues, they need to be there. And am I glad to see that they're also going to be there to help facilitate the new government. It's a great idea. It's a great, smashing idea. President Trump said that he's going to go to Egypt for the signing of the ceasefire deal.
Okay? This took 3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up, too. It's going to hold up. Okay, thank you. You can use my pen. Do you want have a pen? Can you use mine? Okay.
As our military goes off to fight in Gaza or keep the peace or facilitate a new government, or hopefully while they're there can help see some Palestinians also get aid, you can join the channel. Join the channel, get some perks. There's not many of them, but what you're doing is you're helping us give you the news. But one of those perks is the ability to see some of our lives, all of our lives we do for Patreon and members only. And we have little different things that happen for each one. But they're really good. We had live last time, 1 hour and a half long, and every bit of it was important. It was fun. We even had people join in with cameras. If they were on Patreon, join up. Check it out. We'll be here for you during this hellscape that we're living in, all the way through to the other side. And when you're listening to Truth Social to get your world politics and news, you may want to check out Ground News. You may want to check out Ground News to be well informed out here. It's going to be important. Ground News has very quickly become one of my most prized resources, my go-to even, because I get to find out what stories are not covered by the blind spot feature, which I love. But not just the blind spot feature. Any of these stories that I bring up, I can see what either side is saying about it. I can also see who's paying for those headlines. It tells me who owns the publication, which also lets me know who they're writing it for. Many times, none of that is for us. But understanding the context helps us understand the story. Ground News is absolutely one of, if not the best way to know that you've gotten every side of a story and that there's not enough spin in the world that could have you misinterpret it. With that being said, thank you guys. I have more coming today. Tomorrow, we fight. Hey. Yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works. Follow us on all these things you see here, and our link tree is in the description. Maybe even get some merch.
That was the Political Drain podcast, which can be heard on www.groovechillradio.com/political-drain and can be viewed on the Political Drain YouTube channel anytime. Once again, thank you for listening to Groove Chill as we resist fascism in any form, pursue democracy, peace, and love.